Өөрчлөгдөн хувьсаж буй өсөлтөөний нэрмэд Монгол улсын хөгжлийн шийдэл юу вэ? Өөрөө та энэ асуултанд хариултыг авах хүсвэл Отгонбаттай хамт англиар ярилцъя нэвтрүүлэгтэй хамт байна. Hello, you're watching Together with Otgonbattai Let's Talk in English television program. Today we have a special guest, Mr. Ivai Ацүмү, Senior Representative of the Japan International Cooperation Agency. Thanks for your time.
Nice meeting you.
And nice meeting you.
Yep.
We're very excited to learn about what JICA does in Mongolia. And would you please start describing some of the major programs and activities that you're doing in Mongolia?
Okay. So JICA is the bilateral organization for Japanese ODA, and we started cooperation to Mongolia in 1990, just after the democratization and also shift to the market economy. And currently, we JICA office have 13 Japanese staff and also 17 national staff members. And all of our national staff members are very fluent in Japanese. So thanks of them, my Mongolian language has not improved a lot. And our activities, we are implementing lots of projects for Mongolia, but our annual budget for Mongolia, ODA's expenditure for Mongolia is approximately 70 to 100 million US dollars annually.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So when JICA started working, I know that JICA has been in the country for a while. What are the main mission? Like, what are the areas that you're trying to change in Mongolia? Can you describe a little bit of that?
Yeah. So we have three pillars for our cooperation for Mongolia. One is the supporting sustainable development of mining sector and governance. And second one is the inclusive growth. That is focusing mainly for the job creation and education and health. And third one is the Ulaanbaatar cities, tackling the Ulaanbaatar cities programs such as air pollution, energy, water, or solid waste management.
Yeah, Japan has always been one of our best friends,
Yeah.
and Japan is always supportive of our development, especially mining sector is one of the most important economic engines. And can you tell me a little bit more about, in terms of help and supporting the mining sector, some of the projects that you're doing?
Yeah. So regarding the mining sector, we are supporting mainly the capacity development or human resource development for the officials, government officials related to the mining sector. That includes the doctor degrees in Japanese universities.
Okay.
But in addition to the mining sector, it is very important for Mongolian development to diversifying the economy, so that not only the mining sector but also the SME sectors, or also the human resource development is quite important. So education sector we are putting focus on.
So are you like taking people over to Japan for a short period of time, like training or seminars? Like, what do you exactly do? I mean, I'm trying to understand. Like, when you say capacity development, human resource development, what do you mean exactly?
Three combination of the inputs. One is the dispatching Japanese expert to here in Mongolia, and the other one is just you mentioned, the training in Japan or third countries, and the other one is the equipment. So we mix these three input and make projects.
Өөрчлөгдөн хувьсаж буй өсөлтөөний нэрмэд Монгол улсын хөгжлийн шийдэл юу вэ? Өөрөө та энэ асуултанд хариултыг авах хүсвэл Отгонбаттай хамт англиар ярилцъя нэвтрүүлэгтэй хамт байна. Why does Japan want to help us? Is there any reason, like, I mean, Japan and Mongolia, long history, but why do you think JICA's involvement is critical in terms of promoting bilateral relationship between Japan and Mongolia? I mean, is Mongolia considered an important partner in Japanese foreign policy?
Yes, it's definitely the Mongolia is the very important partners for Japan. And the last year, our Prime Minister Shinzo Abe visited Mongolia in April. But that was the second country which the Prime Minister Abe visited after his inauguration to the Prime Minister. First one was the United States of America, and second country was Mongolia. So that shows that the Japanese government put how much importance on relations to Mongolia.
That's great. Obviously, our program is focuses on international education and education economic development. I know JICA is very passionate about helping our education system, especially in the primary education and improving the environment.
Yes.
Could you tell us a little bit about some of your projects? I know that you've been investing heavily into in the Gir District School facilities in the outskirts of Ulaanbaatar City.
That's right. Yes. So regarding the basic education, enrollment ratio is rather high, more than 93 or 4%. But the problem is the congestion of the class and also three-shift systems, especially here in Ulaanbaatar, because the Ulaanbaatar city, the population is increasing 2 to 3% year by year, and the 110 private schools here in Ulaanbaatar city. All of the schools apply the two-shift systems, and some schools, more than 20 schools, apply three-shift systems, and also some schools four-shift.
Wow!
And also the classroom conditions. Legally speaking, it should be 40, but especially in Gir areas, more than 50, 55.
In a classroom,
one classroom.
So what did you do to kind of help out?
So to ease in this situation, we constructed the school buildings. Here in Ulaanbaatar, total 45 school buildings, which is equivalent to 550 classrooms. This is our cooperation map, and this red triangle dot is the schools which we constructed. So currently, approximately 30% of the students in Ulaanbaatar city are studying in the school building which we constructed.
So how much money funding have you so far spent on this project?
So total $1 million.
Wow. Would you please a little bit more talk about some of the projects that you with the Ulaanbaatar city problem? Obviously we have air pollution problem, traffic problem.
That's right. So do you know the Narnizam?
Narnizam, yes,
that is the sun bridge in English.
Yes.
So we constructed the Narnizam. That is, here is the Squatter Square. And our office is located here, next to Squatter Square. And Narnizam is no. It is here. So this is Gandan Temple. And south to the Gandan Temple. Here, this is the old picture, so that the Narnizam.
So you're talking about the bridge?
Yes,
bridge and the overpass bridge. Right?
That's right. That's right. Over the railway. And also the air pollution is quite a heavy problem here in Ulaanbaatar city. So we have been cooperating in the field of air pollution.
So I know that Narnigur and the overhead, the bridge, the quality is great. And how did the Japanese do differently from Mongolian engineers? I mean, obviously we have problem like the roads are built, but after maybe 6 months it has a hole. But obviously the roads, the investment they have done in the It's still in good condition.
Yeah, it's good condition.
What's the key? Are the Japanese engineers are more hardworking, or do you use different materials, or?
It's one reason that the quality is good for our bridges or road is the designing. Yes. We make the good design, and so we conduct the feasibility study and detail study, and also make the design which make possible for the long life of the under the good condition.
Өөрчлөгдөн хувьсаж буй өсөлтөөний нэрмэд Монгол улсын хөгжлийн шийдлийг Хэрвээ та энэ асуултанд хариултыг авах хүсвэл
Отгонбаттай хамт, англиар ярилцъя, нэвтрүүлэгтэй хамт байна. Mr. Ацүмү, I read in your biography that you are a graduate of Waseda University.
Yes.
Waseda is, I think, Japan's Harvard, right? They consider it, right? So a lot of politicians, a lot of people go there, and it's interesting to see that you have graduated from that prestigious university. What's your opinion on the higher education sector in this country? Do you see any challenges?
Yes.
And some of the projects that you're doing, trying to change the system or help the system, right? Obviously.
Yes. So, in my opinion, the biggest problem challenges that this country's higher education is facing is the gap between market and also the graduate from the universities, especially the engineering field. So economy is, recently just going down, but still good, and many construction work, many projects are ongoing, and these companies require the engineers, but the in Mongolia's higher education cannot provide the practical education with quality. So that's the problem. So there's a gap between the.
So we don't have the world-class labs and equipment, the facilities to meet the demands of the market.
That's true. Yes.
So what you mentioned about that $75 million engineering education project. What are you going to do with $75 million?
Yes. So this project, higher education engineering project, was ratified by Mongolian Parliament this year, and now under instrument of the implementation of the project, and we are trying to nurture 1,000 good engineers.
1,000. Okay.
Yes, that includes the masters, doctors, and also bachelors. And also the Kosen is a technical college in Japan, and that kind of things. But not only studying in Japan, but also the Japanese universities professor will come to Mongolia as the visiting scholars. And also the research equipment, which you mentioned, that is lacking at this moment in university. And also the joint research will be conducted.
Why is Japan's education system, do you think it's world class? What makes Japan education? I know that in the top 100 universities, University of Tokyo or Waseda University, those ones are there. But what are the other good universities you would say can provide international standard, world class engineering education? Do you know which universities are participating in the project yet?
So at this moment, many Japanese universities have the interest for participating in this university, in this project. And also at this moment, around 10 universities raised their hand to cooperate. But in the future, more universities will be participating in this project, especially master and doctor degrees. So bachelor degrees, we planned to set up the training program. That means 2 years here in Mongolian University, that is Shutis.
Okay, Shutis. Okay.
And 2 years Japanese universities. And Japanese university forms a consortium of the 7 to 8 universities.
What about the language part? Do you think you'll be able to find I think most Mongolian students struggle with the English or Japanese proficiency, right?
That's right.
So that part, how are you going to?
Yeah. So in master and doctor degrees, it should be English.
English.
Yeah. But some people speak Japanese very well, so that Japanese is also acceptable. But in bachelor degree and also Kosen program, Kosen technical engineering education project, Japanese language. So regarding the bachelor degrees, 2 years here in this students will study, and Japanese class will be also Japanese intensive class will be also held, provided to them. Kosen as well, Japanese intensive class will be held in their preparation stage here in Mongolia.
So, education system in Japan, I mean, compared to the US or UK or any of the other countries, why do you think you have the advantage?
We have the advantage especially in the engineering field, because our university engineering education is really practical, and also the team working, lab-based. Yes. So this is the very interesting and feature and advantage, which has the advantage compared to the other countries. And so we use this feature and to support the nurturing the Mongolian good practical engineers.
The scholarship program, right?
Yes.
What is it doing? Providing all the expenses of tuition, living expenses.
Yes.
Is that what does it include?
Yes. So we have various kind of scholarships under JICA scheme, and the project, that's what I mentioned. That is a loan project. Loan project. So that the Mongolian government will pay the scholarship to student. But the condition is that the students should come back to Mongolia and work for Mongolian societies, companies for 5 years. Then they don't have to repay the scholarships.
Okay.
But also we have the grant loan for Mongolian students. And we have 18 seats for master degrees for grants. It is different scheme. And also we have the short-term training scheme in Japan. So total expenditure, total cost will be borne, is borne by JICA. And annually around more than 200 Mongolian officials or some of the some from the private sector participate in this short-term training program in Japan.
So when you see, of course, PhD program takes about 3 years, master 2 years, bachelor plus 4 years. Maybe in 5 years, or maybe 10 years, when these kids graduate from Japan and come back home, obviously Japan, like Toyota, Sony, I mean, you have all this world-class technologies and corporations. Can we believe that these 1,000 engineers come back and create similar products or machineries or automobiles? Or is there any connection with that? I mean, you're just going to give them a degree, and is there going to be any partnership after that? Make sure that they do some, So do you see the result being as tangible as that? Or is it just training program and ends there?
So what is important is to upgrade the current education system in engineer field, in bachelor degree, and also the master and doctor degree. This is a very important thing. So that the studying in Japan itself and come back a lot of people. This is also important. But also at the same time, the strengthening this education system and also increasing the equipment. This is quite important. So that one of the very important goal for our project is upgrading the education and also the research capacities of the engineering field of the Mongolian universities. So without this, what you mentioned, realization of what you mentioned will be difficult. So this is very important part. And also the one good point of this cooperation is that the Japanese universities professors stay long in one university. Government officials change 2 to 3 years old, right?
Yeah.
But also the Mongolian university professors stay rather long, right? So once they are connected, then their relationship will last long. This is very good thing.
So can we create in the future next Sony here in Mongolia? Can we create next Toyota? Can we create Apple or Samsung? Can we create a product that will globally compete? Can we have that kind of pool of engineers who are globally capable?
Yeah.
So is that the future that you kind of target, invest? Of course, you invest $75 million, and the our government will need to pay you back. How are we going to be paid? We have to, push the engineers to be innovative and come up with products, right? So is that the idea, right?
Yeah. So at this moment, I cannot clearly say that there might be the Sony or Panasonic in 10 years here in Mongolia. So it might be difficult. But the Mongolian government selected some important field which our project should focus on. One is the materials. One is the civil engineering. Yes. And one is the machineries and electronics. So these are the main, and also the environmental issues. Yes. So these are will be the main focus.
Өөрчлөгдөн хувьсаж буй өсөлтөөний нэрмэд Монгол улсын хөгжлийн шийдлийг байна. Хэрвээ та энэ асуултанд хариултыг авах хүсвэл Отgonbattai хамт, angliar ярилцъя, нэвтрүүлэгтэй хамт байна.
So after Fukushima event in Japan, was the number of international students coming to Japan, has it decreased, or has it had any effect?
Yes, it affected a lot. So it happened the March 11, 2011, right? So just after that happened, in 2011, 2012, the number of the studying foreign people studying Japan decreased, but recently it recovered. But it's true that that incident.
How do you build the confidence back into Japan as a place to travel? Make sure that it's safe. Is your government or doing anything to do that?
So as of JICA, we invited many Mongolian people, officials, to Japan, and we said the visiting that site as one of our training courses, so that they can actually see the situation, how we recovered from that tragic incident.
What's JICA's future in Mongolia? Like, what's your next 5-10 years goal? What are you trying to achieve? Obviously, you have significantly invested in the education sector and infrastructure as well. Some of the human resource capacity development obviously are very much working towards that goal. Is that going to continue, or are you going to grab other projects?
So at this moment, Mongolia is facing a little bit, the economic, development programs. But in the middle and long-term period, Mongolian economy will be, very good, I think. But our point is that the development should be inclusive. That means that, rich will become rich, but the poor stay poor. And the gap will be widened. That will not good. Considering the sound development. So our focus in the future will be currently and also will be the inclusive growth, not widening the gap.
So you're trying to promote the percentage of the middle class. Is that kind of like
not the widening the gap. This is very important. So that's why we put importance on the job creation. And also the education. Education is quite important. And also the health issues. That is the reason why we put us.
You put in some money into hospital, right?
That's right.
Okay.
So we are going to build the new hospital. That is the first ever hospital, university hospital here in Mongolia.
National Health Science University.
That's right. Yes.
Өөрчлөгдөн хувьсаж буй өсөлтөөний нэрмэд Монгол улсын хөгжлийн шийдэл юу вэ? Хэрвээ та энэ асуултанд хариултыг авах хүсвэл Отгонбаттай хамт, англиар ярилцъя, нэвтрүүлэгтэй хамт байна. Do you like living here in Mongolia?
Yeah, very much, except for the air pollution.
Air pollution. Okay.
Yeah.
So, what's your favorite food?
Choiwan, and hoshol in summer, and both in Chagasar. But it was a little bit, very tough for me to eat too much both in Chagasar.
What do you miss most from home?
My family.
Your family?
Yeah.
What about food?
Food?
Can you get obviously in Japan you eat a lot of sushi and
Yeah.
rice and fish. Can you find it here?
Yes. I can find the Japanese good food here in Mongolia, especially in Ulaanbaatar. No problem. Yeah.
If you define a Japanese person, one word, what would you say?
Diligent.
Diligent?
Yeah.
Diligent. Okay. What about Mongolians? In a positive way, of course.
Strong.
Strong?
Yes.
So diligent and strong.
Strong.
So these are both good traits and can be work together well.
Yes. I think we can work together very well.
So what do you find the challenging part of working in Mongolia? Do you find Mongolians are easy to work with?
Sometimes difficult, sometimes easy, but in general, compared to the other countries, we can produce good outcome here in Mongolia. That is, my impression.
So, is it your personal hobby to go around the world to work? I know you were in Thailand and you're in Mongolia. What's the wonderful thing about living and working overseas?
Many good things, but especially I can get to know people, and get friends of foreign people. That is one thing, and also the experience is quite an eye opener for me in various aspects.
In terms of Mongolian culture, what do you like the most?
Music.
Music?
Yes.
Have you been learning some music?
Yes. So I've been learning the Mongolian traditional instrument, which called eru in English. In Mongolia, it's called hochul. So I'm learning more than 4 years. So I can play some.
So you don't have to feel lonely, right? Playing music.
Yeah. So I was separated from my family members.
Yes.
But in Saturday and Sunday, I always visit my teacher's home.
What are you most passionate about in life?
In life.
What's your passion?
My passion. At this moment, two things. One is, to contribute to the development of some countries. At this moment here in Mongolia, this is my great passion. And the other passion is music.
Music.
I like hochu very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
And best of luck in your work in Mongolia.
Thank you very much.
Өөрчлөгдөн хувьсаж буй өсөлтөөний нэрмэд Монгол улсын хөгжлийн шийдэл юу вэ? Хэрвээ та энэ асуултанд хариултыг авах хүсвэл Отгонбаттай хамт англиар ярилцъя, нэвтрүүлэгтэй хамт байна.